Hello everyone. It's Lumen on a Saturday evening. Gonna do some Wingspan on stream, because I decided, given I don't know how much longer I'm going to be playing Wingspan, and I'm doing well, I might as well have some record of it. So here we are. Currently rated number 3 in Arena. Decent gap between me and second and me and fourth, apparently. About, well, what is this, 42 points between me and fourth place? 24 to second place, and like 67 arena points to first place. I played this player earlier today and they beat me, unfortunately, so they had much better luck in my opinion. And then in terms of the overall rating, I think I'm 5th right now, which is pretty cool. Yep, one spot above number 1 BGA experienced person, which is pretty cool. And not too far behind higher rated players. Can get there on a good string of luck, but not particularly expecting that. So I'm jumping in the arena queue. If that takes forever, then I'll start up some regular games. Hello, Heroic Logic. Welcome. Yeah, not sure how many people are going to drop in tonight, but, you know, happy with whatever. Gonna play 2 games for sure, and maybe a third, depending on how they go, how quickly they go also. Exciting, nice. Yeah, I'm glad at least you're here. All right, we have a very strong table to start off. One of the other 10 elite players. We're in the 2nd seat. Important to note for Arena is that the big 4 cards are banned. The Common Raven, Chihuahuan Raven, Franklin Skull, and Killdeer. And I think it's for the better. Round bonuses are bull birds with eggs, count of birds in forest, eggs in cavities, and sets of eggs. I have a cavity bonus and 4 eggs on a bird bonus. This one's really tough. Going second, I'm expecting player 1 to take the Belted Kingfisher. This card's really good, especially early. So I'm expecting Red's first move is to just take the Kingfisher. I think I want the Purple Martin and Clark Screeb. These are pretty good. Also, how's my timer? Still okay. And if I'm taking 2 cavity eligible birds already, I might as well keep Nest Box Builder. This hand doesn't have a good source of food, so I'm kind of thinking I just want to keep these 2 cards to keep an extra starting food. I'm going to go with that theory and keep a seed. That one's pretty useful for a lot of forest birds. Forest row being where the food comes from. Assuming Red does open with the Kingfisher, I hope something cool pops up. Otherwise, I'm just launching into a Wetlands combo. Yeah. Not too surprising. Let's see what got discarded. We have the tooltips on these don't pop out, so I just have to like squint to see what was discarded. I think it's kind of helpful. Is that a Dixisel? Black-bellied whistling duck, and a pygmy nuthatch, and an oologist, ecologist, Snowy egret, Inca dove, and one of the bluebirds. Okay, a chipping sparrow in the wetland is actually really nice. Do I get any bull benefits? I do. I think this is good enough to not wait until I play. Playing a wetlands bird now is helpful because I can put Martin in the grasslands, though. Oh, shoot. No, 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 I can't undo that. Oh my gosh, I misclicked. That's a great way to start. That's pretty awful. Now I need a fruit for this yellow-bellied sapsucker, which is actually a pretty good draw, but... it's pretty bad. Okay, so... Clark's Greave in Wetland seems like a good play. To get it down before Red plays the Kingfisher. Pretty sure I'm supposed to take a fruit, then play the sapsucker, and take some more food, and get the purple martin going. Probably in the wetlands. Red is prioritizing playing this card, which I think is a mistake. Obviously not that I'm mistake-free. I misclicked on turn 1, so... I'm just really glad that this random draw off the top of the deck wasn't worse. That could have been so much worse. This is a very playable early game card. Anything that gives you early food is really great. Ideally, you're getting early food not in the forest row, because it takes up time to set up a forest row. And your games can just accelerate a lot faster if you don't bother setting up a forest row. And that's part of the reason why the banned cards are what they are. They let you just ignore setting up certain rows. There's the card I meant to pick. Chipping Sparrow. I meant to put it in the forest. Give me an egg anytime I took food. But alas, misplay. Okay, so I'm gonna take one of these food and get a free invertebrate. Do I want a fruit, a fish, or a rat? Very unclear. Probably a rat. There's enough things it goes with. Everyone's laying eggs this round. Makes sense. It's what you need to do to set up a second column and third column bird is you need to pay eggs for it. Nice little cheap forest combo there for purple. They're now in the lead for the round 1 bonus. Or they will be. Don't think I want this. Well, red just took a hawk. I probably do want it, but I'm gonna be a little greedy and try to get it next move. Because my drawing action's just gonna be a lot better with these 2 birds instead of 1. Hopefully purple follows up with a wetlands bird of their own, but they don't. They take the bird that I was looking at. Unfortunate. And this is a great card for red also. I will take it if they don't, because I need to tuck something to activate the power here, so. I guess the Cormorant is pretty similar to the Pelican for red here. They both have the same ability of tucking a fish, or discarding a fish to double tuck. You like the Pelican, the expend? It can be pretty good. I mean, what really makes it good here is the Kingfisher. Like, that makes it really legit for them. But its nest sucks, so trade-offs. I'm gonna take 1 from the deck and then the Pelican. This is a repeat of power. Anywhere? I think that's useful. Ready Duck is good. That's the reason I might have taken a rat, is for something like a hawk. I like having the hawk here. Round 2 is number of birds in forest, and 2 birds in the forest should probably not get me the win, but be useful. I'm actually not sure I want the Ready Duck, but I don't think I want the Mockingbird as much as the other 2. Hard to go wrong with top and bottom rows early. I completely agree. Housefinch is a good card. Tons of nest capacity. Tucking birds like this are pretty fun. Terraforming Mars fans will be familiar with Mars University, and that's basically the effect here, and you're getting a point every time. Horned Lark, I like a fair bit. I also like the Sparrow. It's a little expensive, but should probably just take cards to open this round. I could try to play the Duck first. Ooh. Yes. A crow is fantastic for me. I'm a big fan of crows. I think I am tucking the duck now. And taking more grassland stuff. Bonus cards in the forest. It's also a cavity nest. That's pretty good. I can maybe just get rid of the hawk. Okay, so my game plan of this round 2 changed a lot in that move. What's the typical scores I've seen? My scores right now are pretty much always between 75 and 105. 75's my bad game, 105's my great game. Bad games have, like, bad draw luck and a couple tactical misplays. Great games have good opening cards, good food sources off, not on forest row. So, for example, with a crow. I do have a late start in this one. My bonuses don't seem amazing right now. So, right now I'm guessing I'm heading towards like 85-ish. But we'll see. Long way to go. This is a really nice late game bonus bird. Pretty high food cost, but it does a lot. They took a red crossbill, which I'm not a fan of personally, but maybe they have good plans for it. Northern Flicker, not amazing, but can be good. I do want to get this woodpecker played this round for the bonus purposes. Do I just play the crow? Probably. Like, I want to get the horned lark played pretty quickly, but I don't have, like, the cards to just toss right now. People are going to play in the grassland later. They're playing in forest this round, supposedly. That theory could just go way off, but that's what I'm going with for now. Actually, what I'm actually looking at right now is I probably want to play the sparrow next. So I think I want to take food, play the sparrow, lay eggs, and while laying, get some fruit for the woodpecker. Yeah, I needed an invertebrate, which I always get when I take food. And then I can take a seed for the lark. Or I can just re-roll all the dice. Or they'll re-roll all the dice. Gotcha. Okay, that's what happened. I think I still prefer the seed to the fruit. Not worth discarding here. I want all my cards. I can tuck cards for free off turn later, so. Okay. Play, lay, play, food or lay are my, well, any of the actions could be my fourth action of the round. Not particularly committed to any of them. Actually, I think I need to go lay, lay, play. Because I don't have either food correct for the woodpecker, so maybe I should have taken the fruit. Two food off of the flicker is good. Looks like purple's gonna win the round bonus again. They also have 7 capacity for cavity nests. 8 over here. The star nests are big. I have 8 capacity. I'm gonna have 10 for the round 3 bonus. I have an okay start here. It looks like purple has a bit of a deficit on drawing, though they have a couple cards to cycle through. Red's just a little slow playing their cards, but they've got some good stuff played potentially. They have a lot of food right now, which is also a good sign for them. Their hunter already, they succeeded their first time. This hunting action, the roll all dice, if any or whatever, this one is like the worst hunting action. There's like 3 different types of hunting, and that one's the worst, I think. Alright, it doesn't particularly matter where I lay these until next round, so I'm just pre-laying them in cavities. And I'll take that one. I'm gonna lay again, so... Yeah, the crow has to eat an egg that's not on itself, but that shouldn't be a problem. Each egg is worth a point. So what I was saying earlier about trying to get food somewhere that's not the forest row is because now I'm getting 3 points and a food of my choice as an action instead of just getting like 2 food of my choice plus an invertebrate every action. This is just a lot better in the long run. Let's see, red did play a bird in the forest, so... Debatable if I need to chase this, tie. Because if we end up tied, then... I don't gain anything, but red loses a point. Should be fine to play this next move anyway. One reason being it's nice to know earlier than later what bonuses you're going to be aiming for. It's not like I'm not going to play this bird, and I'm not ready for the Horned Lark yet because I don't have enough random cards in hand to stuff under it. I have missed 2 opportunities for the Lark, technically, but that doesn't really bother me too much. Setting up the Sparrow seems better. And from now on, when I draw cards, I'm only looking to keep super premium cards because there's just value in having them so I can tuck them later. Nuthatches are good early, but it's like the end of round 2, so it's definitely not early anymore. Let's see what bonuses I draw. 2 bad ones. These are really bad. Ooh, these are really bad bonuses. Passerine Specialist is really bad because most of the time these birds with short wingspans aren't that good. Bird cards in hand at the end of the game is really bad for my current setup because I don't want cards in my hand. I want to tuck them under a Horned Lark. But I do have positive actions already in the wetland from this Purple Martin tucking. So if I can find more stuff to fit in the wetland, then Visionary Leader is probably attainable. Whereas I don't see Passerine Specialist being attainable at all. I only have 1 bird with 30 centimeter or less wingspan. And I'm not playing that many more birds for the rest of the game. Like 4 maybe, 3 or 4. Yikes. Bad bonus draw. Bummer. Happens. Purple's drawing cards. This does mean I can consider ditching the Lark now, because it's definitely not as good when I could be a Visionary Leader. These cards in the tray are not going to matter to me. The tray gets flushed at the end of the round. I don't have any moves left. They just discard a Sparrow? Card's pretty good. I don't know if that means they just value the Sparrow less than I do, or if their other cards are good. Three fish and a seed to play the Cedar Waxwing. Doesn't sound like a good play to me. But if they're gonna do it, that's fine. Red-Winged Blackbird. This is a good one to see. I could definitely use this. Make my wetlands stronger. Giving fish to red by playing wetlands cards is, I think, a little, or shouldn't be a huge factor if they're gonna burn the fish as half a food each time. Because, of course, you can always trade 2 of any food for a food you need. And they didn't have 2 fruits, so they spent 4 random resources, food resources instead, which just seems inefficient. Both opponents stacking up the forest row. I said it already, I don't think this is that efficient. Red might be giving me a free seed here too, which is great. I will take free seeds. Okay. It's possible the King Rail could be good for me, but I don't think I want to take it right now. I am getting a free seed. So I'm going to take the Blackbird, but I'm going to take it on the Clark's Greave action. I'm more likely to just want to tuck a random under the Purple Martin. And if I take the Blackbird first, I have less jump to tuck. This card's great early, pretty useless late. Then, what do I want to keep here? The Sandpiper's good because it's cheap. And buffs up my Wetlands row. But the effect is basically a nothing burger. I don't think I'm going to use that effect ever, because my card draw's better than everyone else's, it looks like. So I don't want to help anyone with that. Bonus card probably better than the Lark at this point. Sandpiper's probably hitting the trash pile, one of the trash piles at some point, but I don't know which. Yeah, and my plan is to hit the forest row as few times as possible throughout the rest of the game. I'm working on a good grasslands row, I'm working on a very good wetlands row also, especially when I get the Red-Winged Blackbird there. And I am buffing up my wetlands row more than my grass row because of the Visionary Leader wanting to end with more cards in hand. Which is maybe a fallacy to go for, but I don't think it'll matter too much. I think the Blackbird's a good fit for the wetlands row anyway. I kept the bonus card here, in part because I'm expecting seeds to come in for free from red. At least one more in the game, during the game. Possibly two, or even three if they really don't have efficient actions to do. But yeah, the state of my bottom two rows, well, middle row especially, is, I think, better than my opponent's, which is, I think, a key to winning. Heroic Logic, thanks so much for the tier 1! That's awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, and while I feel like, well, that's not good. The hunt succeeding is double bad for me because Purple's getting 2 food from the bird feeder every time they succeed. Someone else succeeds on a hunt, so I'm going to try to avoid the hunting cards. Another reason a flocking card is good for me, because hunting and flocking is the 2 types of bonus points which are most reliable. Flocking probably even more than hunting. I am gonna want 2 or 3 lay eggs actions this round. Which means maybe I do play the Sandpiper just to get a points card down. Get better draws for the endgame. Three eggs for purple. 4 eggs, actually. Say's Phoebe, drawn by red, that lays an egg in all their bowls at the end of the game. That's good for them. They have 2 star nests, 2 bowl nests. The cost is a bit awkward for them. They also took the Oyster Catcher, which is like one of the weird cards, and it's not good. Flocking, then caching, then hunting, and avoid 90% of the hunting. I think like the biggest hunters, the 100 centimeter hunters, are like 80% to hit. That seems pretty good. $75 hunters are fine. The roll dice hunters are really bad. I think those max out at like 50%. I'm throwing eggs into cavity nests. The star nest does count. But I'm keeping it open on the extreme off chance that someone else says, here's a bird that can lay an extra egg in your blank nest. Yeah. There's also the Peregrine Falcon, which I think I like too much. But yeah, flocking is like guaranteed points when you activate it, so why just not do that? I currently have 7... capacity 10 in my cavity nests, 5, 8, 11 capacity for purple. That doesn't change that. 8 capacity for red. So if purple continues to be a fiend for the end of round bonuses, I think there is a such thing as caring about the end of round too much. I'm just gonna have to settle for a second. Oh, we are getting an Oyster Catcher. I've never seen this effect before. Red's gonna draw 4 cards, and then we take turns picking one of the cards. So I'm getting second pick? Wait, what's going on? Oh, they choose the 4 cards. It's gonna be the Red-tailed Hawk, the Common Yellowthroat, and 2 randoms. The Yellowthroat's just, like, not good at this point in the game. It might be okay for me, but I'd rather not. Wait, what's going on? Okay, they took the Hawk. You had a Carolina Chickadee, a Great Crested Flycatcher, or the Yellowthroat. The Yellowthroat gets me a net extra card every turn. I think I like the Sandpiper more, because I can actually use this effect super late in the game, when everyone else is already committing their actions to laying eggs, basically. But defensively, I think I still might want to take the Yellowthroat. If purple takes, like, the 5-point Forest Bird... Whatever, they don't have a fruit right now. They might have the bonus card that gives them points for having 5 forest-only birds, but no, they wouldn't benefit from that. Maybe it's 4 forest-only birds. I don't actually know well enough. Okay. I think I'm just laying eggs here. Maximizing my cavity birds. Early. Yeah, nobody's got stuff that, like, says everyone can lay on this type of bird, so. Purple's also laying eggs. Yeah, they're gonna fight pretty hard for this one, it looks like. I might already be in second place. No, tied for first. They have more capacity, though. Alright. We are getting an extra food here. Bazinga. Good. Now I can afford both of these. Without taking forest actions. That's where we want to be. Okay. Wetlands point setup. This should be 3 points every time. I don't need to be crowing anymore. I have this card. Yeah, this is okay. Hey, Plum Bob. I've gone to the birds, yeah. Played a lot of this in the last 2 weeks. And decided to stream one before I get tired of the game, which might be happening soon. Oh god, I need to hit Visionary Leader. Maybe I do need to activate the Sandpiper every turn. Because it's only net 2. I want to play one of these. Every bird is basically 1 extra point in my hand. I played this first, so I might be able to play the long spur second. Depending on the egg situation, everyone else has to commit before I do. Red has capacity for 8 cavity eggs, but they've only got 1 right now and 1 more turn, so they max out at 4. I have hit the lower threshold on my cavity birds, and I don't have a good enough excuse to go for the higher one. Unless my draw is ridiculous here. I never looked at moving my chat box, but it seems okay where it is, so let me know if there seems to be a better place for it. So I only have 6 actions left. I want to play the long spur. I want to draw cards like 2 or 3 times. So that means I'm laying 3 or 2 times. Not amazing, but it's okay. Purple did max out their cavities, right? Cute. Okay. Not just cute, it is pretty good. 3, 7, 8, 11. I have 10 in second place. I don't have space for any more. Oh, I have 8 right now. But third place has 2, so I can spend as many of these as I want right now. Alright, let's see what bonus card I draw. Not great, but Food Web Expert's already 2 times 2 for me, which is a lot better than usual. And I only have, well, I can get 3 points off of this, but I'm not planning on getting 4. 2 more grass-only birds is, like, completely out of my plans. And 4 points is better than 3 points. So not great, but it's okay. Bald Eagle might be interesting for someone. Regarding this end of round goal, I have capacity for 5 sets of eggs. Purple has capacity for 6 sets. Same with red. Let's see if they give themselves enough turns to do that. Is there anything I really want? No. Not really. I could take the Bald Eagle to just destroy it. Fish Crow's great early, but... not really for my game right now. I'm never playing that. I'll take the Bald Eagle out of the tray, just in case someone has a use for it. And I have to discard something. Never touching that. My hope is that I can kind of bait my opponents into playing birds instead of laying eggs to maximize this last round bonus and then steal the bonus. I don't know how well that'll actually work. Not planning on playing any of my remaining cards, just holding them in hand for this bonus. Bush Tit's so good. This card's so good. It's a star nest with huge capacity. Tucking and laying into huge capacity is great. It's not too expensive. It can be played anywhere. It's so good. I hope I didn't just donate that Bush Tit off of the Sandpiper. How many cards am I netting? +3, -1, +1? Seven's not a good number. I should have calculated this, because I probably only needed to hit the Sandpiper once. Yeah, I probably only needed to draw extras once. So I could have done that last. Oh well. Alright, I'm laying eggs twice. I did want to delay laying eggs in case I got bonus food from Red, but Red doesn't seem like they're donating any more food. +3, -1 is net 2. This is net 0, this is net 0. I started with 4, so I can do this twice. Be fine. I'm not playing any of these. Ever. I can skip this, honestly, but whatever. It's more fun to take. This is like... Well, I don't have the food for it, but... If I had different bonus cards, it could be worth considering this. Because it does get me 2 bonus points, so it's a 5-point play if I had the food. But my best way of getting the food is discarding a point for it, so it's a 4-point move. And it gives Red a fish, which is tiebreaker food. Not that I'm winning food tiebreaks, I'm on 0 food. I think I'm just gonna end up 2nd place on the round bonus again. I think Purple's gonna sweep this round bonus business. Let's see, if I get 4 eggs a turn, I can easily fill out this stuff. So let me do 1 more draw. Just to be sure I'm not playing anything ever. That costs 3 food. This costs 3 food. I'm just skipping this, it doesn't matter. Okay, got to 8 cards in hand for the Visionary Leader. So that'll be 7. This is going to be 4. This is going to be 4. So I have 15 bonus points. I'm getting 2nd place on the round bonus, I'm presuming. So 4 there's 19. I think I have 8 more points of 2 moves. 27, so that puts me at 83. Right in line with my guess, and I was heading towards 85 early in the game, so that's cool. The hunt succeeds, so Purple gets 2 food. Doesn't matter, I'm losing all food tiebreakers to anyone. I don't think they have anything to do with those extra seeds. Okay, so I want to make sure I have 5 sets. I have 5 there, 5 there, so it seems pretty clear. I don't have food to discard, unfortunately. I'd really love to be at this 4 eggs per turn action, but didn't quite have enough grassland birds. And I have enough capacity on my birds to lay eggs 1 more time. So, are either of my opponents beating 83? Probably not. I think I'm winning. I just don't have an amazing game. I just have a decent one. Because purple's out of space to lay eggs. Like, they capped out a little too early. They needed one other decent action this round, and they don't have it. And they only have one bonus card. The most ridiculous that bonus card could be is, like, 6. It can't really be much of a good bonus card. They don't have the right tableau for it. Failed all the hunting. Love to see that. Yeah, they have 3 sets. 6 over here and 5 for me. 68. I don't know where these points are coming from. I'm just tucking 1 and getting a food. 4 food. 1 point action. So they have 69 plus their bonus card, and I have 83. There's no chance they have a 14-point bonus card. Like, actual 0. So I have better score than purple. Red's at 68 plus 1 bonus card. They're not at 17 bonus, but we'll see. I think I have this. 6-point bonus card. Good, but just 1 bonus card. Didn't get enough time to laying eggs. Bit of a low bird score here, but having 3 bonus cards that I'm doing decently on is good. The bonuses were really run by purple, but I think they sacrificed too much of their game to make it happen. Oh wow, 16 bird points is extremely low. That's extremely low. My bird points are usually between 30 and 50. Okay. Good. Yeah, let's go back in the queue. Whoa. Counting on one of the Predator abilities triggering to play Woodcock. Risky. Taking risks for 7-point move. They got a 1-point move instead, so they lost 6 points on the risk, but I won by more than that. Rematch. Alright, new game. In the first seat. Nothing especially notable up here. Total eggs and bowls, birds in the grass, eggs in cavities, and brown birds with eggs. These are not the most amazing opening cards. What am I doing this game? I like this bird because it's a big star nest and it's cheap, but the ability is bad because it just like gives food to everyone. Not a fan of this card, at least early. This card's good in the mid game if you have a lot of cards, but I don't know if that describes my game here. What am I opening with? I think I'm keeping the Eastern Phoebe. I'm going to keep the Brewer Blackbird. I'm going to take the Prairie Manager and open by grabbing the Baird Sparrow. Does that make enough sense? Sure. It's not great. Could consider the Tufted Titmouse and put the Eastern Phoebe into the grassland, but that would have to be a later play. 2 big Hawks discarded by, or 3 big Predators discarded by red. Food Web Expert discarded. Breeding Manager discarded. Morning Dove discarded is interesting, and a Chickadee. Interesting. Alright, not gonna misclick on turn 1 this time. I'm gonna do the move I intend to do. Success. I like this card a lot. When I have the food ready to go. But, the food cost of this is pricey. This is a card that lets you get food that is not in the forest, so I like it. Single seed opening from red. A little interesting. Single seed opening from purple. There's a specific card where you definitely always do this. I don't know if they would... Oh, they might... Would they discard these if they were running that? No. I would not discard these cards if they had the Wood Duck. I'm going to put the Phoebe in the wetland. And think carefully if I want to activate it ever. Okay, the Stellar's J. This is just too pricey of a bird, in my opinion, for round 1. You can get this effect in the forest for much cheaper. This is an American Crow? If I had an American Crow, I would not be turn 1 drawing a seed. Maybe purple just wants the turkey. Can I really afford the Night Heron? I don't know. A second rat for red with the with 3 big hunting birds discarded early is interesting. Could be a peregrine falcon. It is a wood duck. That's a good strat. Wood duck in the forest is like one of the only ways you can ignore the wetlands row. So this is a pretty strong start for them. Stellar's Jay is a bull nest, but Eastern Phoebe is, which is nice. It's not a peregrine falcon, it's a slightly worse hunter. Yeah, wood duck American crow. That's a very good hand that purple had. Just having these two can make an entire game. Yeah, they get to draw 2, discard 1 every time they take food. Pretty sweet. What'd they discard? They discarded a bush tit. That can't be right. What did they draw that was better than a bush tit? The turkey? No, you kill the turkey if you draw a bush tit. Anyway. Grasshopper Sparrow showed up? I don't mind having Sparrow synergies. Do I just take both of these? Sure. I'll toss an egg. To draw this card that I may or may not ever play. And I will give everyone a invertebrate. Some good early forest cards showing up. Sparrow synergy should be pretty good this game for the round 2 and 4 goals and my bonus card. So I'm pretty happy about having a Sparrow here. Let's see, red laid eggs. Purple is taking food and drawing and discarding. You take 1 from the deck. I would be taking one of these if I was them. Or maybe even 2 of them. They are in the rare situation of wanting big forest row. And a double play bird seems good for that. They're going to take the bird, lets you get 2 free cards. This one gives you a point every time you go to the forest. That one just seems possibly the best for them. And I gave the free invertebrate. But they discard? They draw 2. Okay. This is a good wetlands bird. Early. I don't think I need it. One of my remaining moves is lay 5 eggs. If you'll remember from last game, by the end of the game I was laying 4 eggs. And calling that an engine. I'm already at the point where my lay eggs actions are 5 eggs, so. pretty good. But I will need space to lay those eggs, because my nests are not infinitely deep. So maybe I should have considered drawing the yellow throat. Let's see what pops up in the tray here. Barn Swallow, this card's good. Purple's taking food, so I can take a Barn Swallow. No, never mind. Purple takes cards when they take food. Oh. I forgot. They tossed a black turn. I have to take food 2 separate times in order to play the Night Heron. Probably worth it. I haven't taken a single game food action yet. That's not a bowl nest, so I think I win the round 1 bonus. Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty safe. As long as I took one of these 2 actions to lay eggs. I do look pretty deficient for the round 3 bonus. The reason I took the rat instead of the fish is because if the dice are all the same, people can re-roll the bird feeder. But I want to take both of them eventually, so this is a little safer. Only a little, though. Far from guaranteed that I'll get to take a fish. If I don't get to take a fish, I don't especially have a plan here. Thanks for the follow, DCK Willie. Welcome to a very rare Wingspan stream on this channel. The only one I've done so far, possibly the only one I'll ever do. But yeah, happy to have you here. Oh, this is a really nice one. Wish I had this card. Get food in the grassland. Alright, the tray refreshed. The Eastern Bluebird looks really nice for me. Mostly because it's a grass-only bird that lets me play another grass-only bird. And that makes hitting the higher tier of my bonus card pretty easy. It's also a cavity nest as a bonus for round 3. Let's see if I even get a chance to take the Bluebird. Very possible it gets taken. I mean, we are fighting for total amount of birds in the grass, so it should be pretty high priority for anyone. Someone taking a hummingbird I like the sound of. Hummingbirds let everyone take a food from the bird feeder. In some order. I'm most concerned with getting food, any kind of food at all, so that's fine with me. Alright, let's see if purple does more food, or if they lay some eggs this time. I guess they get 2 different food when they lay eggs, so I presume they're gonna lay eggs. They are. Time for me to take a fish as my move. Move number 2 this round will be drawing some cards, giving a invertebrate to everyone. Move number 3 will be playing the night heron in the wetland. Moves 4 through 7 to be determined. Very possibly play the Brewer's Blackbird as a 3rd forest card, or grasslands card. It does suck to spend 3 actions just to set up the Night Heron, but Night Heron's a lot of points, and its ability relatively early in the game should be huge for me. It's not great to be, like, throwing food at everyone like I am with the Eastern BB, but the tempo I get from it is pretty big, I think. Red's already using the take a point. Wait, no, they're not. I misread. Turkey in the forest is interesting. Very interesting in a round where we're competing for birds and grass. Do I want any of this stuff? Let's go with no. This isn't a bad card, but it's just not amazing. I can discard eggs. Bonus cards, that's what I want. This is a great card for a forest game where I successfully, or a game where I successfully ignore forest. Is to play higher point value cards with no effects in the forest. So to that end, Hooded Warbler is good, but there are a lot of cards like it that are just better. Red took food again. I have a lot of food right now. Purple's taking food and cards. If I can get enough food this game, I have some big grassland points, I think. I should have enough cards on draw actions. I am motivated enough to take draw actions because that's where my food is coming from. Do I consider playing the Cormorant? It doesn't help with any of my endgame bonuses. It gives me a wetlands button that needs food, but I'm low on food, so I don't think I play Cormorant. I think Cormorant is the first thing I tuck under the Blackbird. There's that bluebird I wish I got. What do they follow it up with? The hummingbird. Okay. My opponents should be considering taking that. Yeah, I'm throwing invertebrates everywhere. Green food. A way to spend 2 green food should be pretty good for other people. Here's a cheap wetlands bird. Not my favorite. I think I probably just draw from the deck. This would be a pretty cool card if I didn't already have such a big grasslands action. I'm gonna keep throwing invertebrates everywhere because it's just too good for me to like be able to play my cards faster. Bobo Link should be a great last move of the game. With it, I'd have at least 4 ground nests. It can be my 4th grasslands only bird for my bonus card. The Mallard comes with an extra point if we assume I play the Bobo Link. Okay. With 3 moves left in round 2, I feel pretty okay about this. If it was later in the game, I'd feel like I might be in trouble, but I think I got up and running fast enough here. Getting... Oh no, red choosing to not use the hummingbird power. That is unfortunate. It's probably a good move by them. Okay, I have 3 moves left. I want to be able to play the Blackbird with one of the moves. I would also like to play the Mallard. So I could play Mallard, draw cards, play Blackbird. The chance I end up regretting how many food I throw to my opponents, kind of high. Yellow Throat finally coming out for red. Grassland bird. 2 grassland birds for purple. Boo! Boo. All players get an invertebrate? I like that. Okay, that's a problem. If purple ends up getting high point birds for the wetlands, like this one, probably not good for me. Play a second bird in your forest. Interesting. When a hunt succeeds, get a food? Red is hunting on draw of cards only. That's probably not very good. Do I want to draw more cards, though, at the cost of a point? I actually don't know. I'll say no. I'll take that out of the game. I would like more seeds. I'm gonna give everyone an invertebrate. Alright, I have 12 moves left this game. If I could lay eggs 12 times, I would, because I'm getting 5 points each time. But I can't really. I don't have 60 capacity in my nest. Combined. If purple plays a hunter, I'll consider playing the vulture. In round 3. But until then, I don't think so. Yeah, that makes sense. Play the big point birds that I'm giving you the food to play. Oh, yeah, and when I said there were better versions of the hooded warbler, this is one of the ones I was talking about. There's also a couple others, the American woodcock and the prothonotary warbler. Purple is taking more food. Possibly because they get the best cards that way. They get most cards compared to any other action by taking food. So I assume they're taking this. Yeah. Woodstork's good in general, but I don't have the game for it. I don't have enough food to take it, really. I think I'm just laying eggs right now. Unless well, even if I wanted to go for the vulture, I'd have to have an egg to play it off the kinglet, I think. Is what I would do. But that sounds like a waste of time. Cormorant's what I'm never playing here. Cavity capacity 4 for purple only, 5, 8 for red. So if I play the vulture, it might get me something. Besides occasional food in the endgame. Oh, we're getting... Yes. Praise be to the hummingbird. That's big. Any food I get for free is ginormous. It's like a 1,000,000% increase on the food I already have. I mean, purple should take the wood stork. And they're taking another card and discarding it. Yeah. They discarded a coot. I have so many actions and so little clue about what I actually want to do. Red already has 3 cards in hand, which makes me think the possibility they're going to the wetlands too many more times is pretty low. But on the other hand, if this does give me like even 2 food the rest of this game, that could be humongous. Alright. I'm not super convinced I have time for it, but I'm going for it. That was taken off the wrong bird. I should be taking off the blackbird. Alright, now I can actually take food. Imagine actually taking food. I don't think I need to play this Anhinga, but I could. That's a big cavity bird. Nice sequence from red there. My bird points are a little low here. I will consider taking the painted bunting instead of the Bobolink. It has 1 better nest, 1 better natural point, and I'm not sure how much I benefit. Well, I can calculate how much I benefit from the Bobolink. It's 5 immediate eggs. So I guess that's a lay eggs action that I don't need to take. Well, I'm gonna take the bunting anyway. These 2 are not great for me. What do I want? I want a fruit. for the Cassin Finch. Do I want to donate an invertebrate to everyone yet again? I'll skip this time. Greater Prairie Chicken, effectively the same as the painted bunting that I just drew. I get a food. Vulture coming in. Worth it. So worth it. This is a pretty good card, if it's a little earlier. Here come the points for purple. I'm thinking right now it's going to be very tough to beat purple, is what I'm thinking. They have so much food from their wood ducking, crow, towhee, me. Alright, let's see what bonus I draw here. Give me good bonus card. Birds that eat rats, I have one of those. Over 65, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3. Do I want 2 guaranteed points, or do I want a shot at getting 3 points? Hate to make these choices. I don't think I'm playing the Anhinga. There's a chance I play another rat-eating bird, but not looking great. If I had naturally played one more big bird, then slightly better. But that, not a good bonus draw. Alright, 7 moves left. My total egg capacity right now, 21. And I'm basically making 6 eggs each time I lay, so I have 3.5 lay actions. I probably should have laid an egg before playing the Finch, because it would have been good to take an egg off of the Blackbird. But I can take 2 off the Blackbird when I play a 4th grass bird, so it's fine. I know I need to lay eggs once. And I should do it now, because purple just took a card that gives them a bonus when someone else lays an egg. Though it's actually not playable, or the effect isn't usable until they get another cavity bird, because their wood duck is full. They'll probably play it by taking an egg off of the wood duck, so it's fine. This woodpecker is way too expensive for my tastes. Start laying eggs on these ground birds. I have 5 ground birds right now, expecting that I can get a 6th if I want. 1, 2, 3 over there. 1 over here. So I'm looking good for the round 4 bonus, so that's nice. Well, the Bobolink's my 5th one, right? And I also want to play this bunting. Alright, am I getting a food from Red's grassland action here? Let's hope. We are. Reroll me. One out of 32 that this happens. I was happy with either green or yellow. And there's 3 sides that give green or yellow. So 1/2 to the 5th. Ouch. I'll take a rat, in case I draw a cheap rat-eating thing. I might be playing this Burrowing Owl. It has 2 extra points on it. This is a great early game bird. I'm gonna give everyone an invertebrate again, because I want one. Okay, 5 actions remaining this game. Capacity on laying is 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, 13, 16. And I make 6 eggs. So that's 3 lay actions. 1 play action and 1 X action. If I can get 2 play actions, that's the dream. Gosh. Yeah, these don't help me. At all. I have gotten 2 half foods. So this useless cherry and rat I can turn into something. Okay, I have to make up my mind pretty soon on what the heck I'm doing. I could turn these foods into eggs just by having a slightly worse action. I'm gonna go risky. I think I might need it. Also, if I don't have that much laying capacity... Well, yeah, I'm actually not sure which one of the Bobo Link and the Bunting are better here. It really is going to depend on if I get any free food. Which doesn't seem too likely. I might have to get the food myself. That bonus card they discarded was worth 0 to them, so that doesn't tell me how good the card they drew was. Purple's taking food and cards, which is not points. Like, you have a 4-point action. Why are you not doing it? Is an interesting question, I think. They have 26 egg capacity, so I think it's quite clear to me they should just be taking 4-point turns every time. And here they're taking, like, I guess they're doing 2 moves for a 7-point turn. Unless that Woodcock helps them with the end of the game bonus. It might. It might be a ground bird. Sander Show, thanks for the follow. Welcome. I'm trying to calculate out this end game, and it's being a little difficult. Whose power am I activating at? The Golden Eye? Hey, free point there that I wasn't necessarily expecting. Cool. I'm never playing the Avocet. Among other things. I want to save at least 1 capacity on all of my ground birds in case I decide to play the Bobo Link. The Nighthawk from Red. Are people trying to catch up to my ground birds? 1, 2, 3. No, they're just fighting for second, right? 3, maybe 4. Is this 4? Yeah, they're fighting for second. I have 5 right now. I'm gonna have 6, I think, if I play the Bobo Link. Alright, so this is my last delaying turn I think I can take here. Right. Whew. Never playing this Kingbird. Alright, moment of truth. Can I get a free food in this moment, right now? From Red activating the Hummingbird, or Red hunting successfully on their Red-tailed hawk. That's how I can get a free food. Otherwise, I might be taking a forest action. Forest action for Red, that's not one of the 2 rows that could give me food. Oh gosh. Yeah, and I can't really take a lay eggs action right now, because don't really have any space to lay eggs on. I could take an even bigger risk, not play the Bobolink last move, and hope I get a food before playing the bunting. That sounds even worse. No Bobolink? That's the big risk line, Heroic Logic. That's the big risk line. Because I have like an 8-point action just by laying eggs here. Let's actually think about that. I can do an 8-point action right now. But then, if I don't get a food from someone, I'm SOL for a good last action. Whereas if I just go food into Bobolink, it's 2 moves for 8 points. Wait. Yo, Bobolink is 2 moves for 8 points. Unless I think someone's coming in with a 5th ground bird, in which case the Bobolink is still better. So, do I think purple's last card is a ground bird that they're looking to play instead of laying eggs twice for 5 points and a food each time? This would have been a really great round to go last. Yeah, either way is a gamble. So, I'm surprisingly even on points with purple here. Seconds. Food is tiebreaker, so this is better to discard a card. Cards are not tiebreaker. Yeah, so this is making sure I don't lose 3 points on the end of round bonus versus the small chance that opponent would misplay. I could lose 3 points this way if they go ground bird, lay eggs. But yeah, they'd have to make the choice to use this power, which doesn't make much sense for them, so I don't think I was ever getting this last food. That Black Vulture was 1 food short, or the Bird Feeder was... Remember that 1 out of 32 we failed? That cost me an action at the end of the game. Big sad. This is fun, though. We... So I'm at 76 now. I'm winning this for 83, 91, 95. I'm scoring 95. We played the Bobo Link. It was big. Big Bobo Link. Scoring 95. Now, purple, 74 right now, has a 5-point move for 79. Gets a free egg there for 80. They're getting 4 here. So if their 2 bonus cards are worth 11, they win. If it's worth 10 or less, I win. That's where we're at. I think. Wait. Make that 12. Wait, no, this is a woods. Wait, what is this? You're playing a catbird in the wetland for a 4-point move? Purple just threw away a point. Purple saying they don't have it. $66 bird points. That's insane. Cool. Winning good. I'm officially now an addict. Cool. Yeah, what to say about that one? I was very sus of all the food I was giving out. Let's go back to it. You've only played it once or twice? I had played it once or twice in person before it came onto BGA, and now 64, 65 games into my Wingspan career. Yeah, very unexpected, I think, in the end to win this. I spent a lot of time thinking, but I did barely manage to walk the food tightrope, which is my favorite way to do it. I'm glad I got greedy trying to play that owl and the Bobo Link at the end. That ended up working out great. If we were 1 food better, we wouldn't have Bobo Linked at all. We would have taken the equivalent of a Bobo Link move, just laying eggs, and we would have played the bunting for a 3rd bonus card. That would have been worth anywhere from 0 to like 6 or 7 points, depending on which one I drew. So this could have been better, but definitely started off with a great grassland. The night heron in the wetland was huge. I don't regret setting that up. Yeah, I think it was just that purple didn't find enough like passive points in their grassland actions, and they weren't just taking enough egg moves at the end, because they had huge birds. 66 bird points is ridiculous. And I'm glad they whiffed on one of their bonuses. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and probably play one more before ending the stream here. So I'll be right back. You're conservative. Yeah, so I have done a lot of that, I would say. But I think the perspective on bird in the hand over two in the bush, like the saying actually works for Wingspan. I think the big key is, I guess, knowing which birds are like good in the first place, but not like trying to draw an amazing bird or not spending too many actions playing an amazing bird if you can have a good version of the same one in your hand already. Yeah, I'll see how long this arena queue takes. Shouldn't be that long. I mean, it's still such a hugely popular game right now on BGA. I guess we can just look at that for some between game entertainment. Just the stats on how many plays there are right now. There's frickin' 7,400 games in progress. And if we compare that to, like, Azul, which is the next oh, no, it's Catan right now. Let's look at Catan and Azul, relatively, in terms of popularity. Catan's got 3,200 in progress. Azul has 6,400. I didn't realize there was so much Azul. It is a nice turn-based game, actually, in my opinion. What's funny is, like, if I look at Azul, like, on the what to play now, I'm like, I don't really want to play Azul right now. But just, like, looking at the game makes me want to play it. Such a good-looking game. What's the best number of players? This I don't know, Heroic Logic. I know there's, like, a competitive Wingspan scene, and they mostly do 2-player, but they do all their player counts, too. I wouldn't be surprised if Arena changes from 3-player, but I think 3-player is a good number. There are those birds with pink powers that says when an opponent does something that get kind of lame in 2-player, but probably a little too strong in 4 or 5. So, because of the existence of those pink power birds, I think 3 is a pretty good spot. But that's just me, who's played 60 games of 3-player, 1 game of 4-player, and like 2 games of 2-player ever. So, am I really the right person to say? I don't know. You've never played Azul? You should absolutely try it. It is definitely going to be a classic moving forward in time. Alright, new hand. Kinda sucks. Yeah, I don't like this hand. Birds in grass. Bowl birds with eggs. Total birds and birds in wetland. Okay, so because all the bonuses are basically based on number of birds played, that means food is going to be more important this game. Food and drawing. And laying eggs is less of a big deal. So if I can somehow get a lot of food points on the cards themselves, some tucking actions, and card draw, that would be a great set of things to have. The flicker looks good. Gain all food in the feeder. And Could go for the Blue Jay. It's the Blue Jay or the Rose-Breasted Grosbeak. And I don't really like this card much. Because I think paying 3 food for your food engine to start is a little pricey, but the 3 extra points on this are not nothing. And the flexibility is good. I kind of want to keep the Willet also. So I will. Hey Merrick, it's going good. We've got a couple wins here. 2 out of 2. I'm not expecting to get the Ruddy Duck. Ideally, I can first move, just grab the Ruddy Duck, but I'm in 3rd seat, so I don't think that's happening. Red discarded what's typically one of the better bonus cards in Omnivore Expert, eating wild food. This is the small bird bonus. They discarded some forest. Grass discards over here. The first grab was not the Ruddy Duck, so I might just be against weaker opponents. I think green was not high rated. Let's see what red is rated. They're pretty good. They take the Ruddy Duck. Alright, I'm gonna keep with the plan of opening Blue Jay. Which will give me an extra seed every time I go to the forest. Unlike the previous 2 games, I am planning to do some amount of foresting, though green taking a seed out of the feeder is really not what I want to see. That's completely ruins the plan, honestly. Should I have taken such a risky line? Don't know if I had a better one. So the only delay I can really do is lay 2 eggs. And I might just be taking a single invertebrate. Oh, okay. Small progress as green takes a rat. Interesting. I can take a fish if the seed is gone. Ideally, red is going to the forest here. If red does anything in the forest, I'm happy enough. I'll take a rat. Oh no, I don't. I'm never taking a rat if they go to the forest, but I think red is drawing cards. There's just nothing interesting for early game up there. They are drawing. They're taking a card from the tray, so I might have an action to take a good card from the tray if one's there. It's worth considering taking that woodpecker. Kind of a crappy card on its own, if you're not starting with it. I could discard one of my cards. How much do I want this Willet? I want it. And I think I'm keeping the flicker. Alright, so I'm curious if red opens up another slot in the tray or not. They do. Show me something good. I would like to see something good. That counts. I will take a Savannah Sparrow. Next round, I will... next move, I'm going to take food. Then try to play the Sparrow and the Flicker. Well... I'll do that if there are a lot of invertebrates, or 2 or more invertebrates in the feeder. Don't know how much my opponents want an invertebrate right now. They might want it somewhat badly. Nobody knows I have the Flicker. This was in my starting hand. Green opens a... expensive Wetlands bird. Worth a lot of points, though. Food in the Grassland. Normally a pretty good card. Could very well be good this game, too. Wow. No invertebrates, but a seed. A seed is what we really need for bonus here, so it's good that we get one. I'm going to take it, not cash it. A seed to spend, way better than a point right now. You like it? It's a very solid, like, well, it's a very solid game. Reasonably good for competitive play, I would say. Very pretty. Very accessible. Yeah, for the most part, I have good things to say about it. Only bird... Yeah, same here, I think. I know the designer is working on a fox game called the Fox Experiment that involves, like, genetics and breeding. That sounds kind of interesting. If the powers are more balanced than the Wingspan deck, then I'll be interested. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. She also came on the podcast of a baseball writer I follow, so that was interesting to see. I think I play the Willet here. And what I'm hoping to see, and could very well just, like, completely whiff on, is someone taking a food from the bird feeder. But neither of my opponents have forest row set up, so probably just have to take food with my next action myself. Plan is to take the fruit, hope a seed re-rolls, and hope that there are invertebrates for the flicker to pick up when I play 2 cards next. Because I'm playing these 2 at some point, and I'd really like the flicker to not whiff. The only way I could avoid whiffing on the flicker here is if I draw cards with this move and find something else besides the flicker to play in the grassland along with the sparrow. But it basically needs to cost only 1 seed or only 1 invertebrate. Looks like a roll and write plus. Oh. That's actually a little less appealing for me, because not the biggest fan of roll and writes, personally. But I agree that if you kickstart and don't like it, for sure you can be able to trade it. For sure. Interesting little cancel there. No, that seems like you explained it fairly enough. And remember, I've read some stuff on it too, or heard some stuff on it. Okay, they chose to lay eggs. Alright, let's see how this reroll goes. Show me a seed. Reroll me a seed. That's good. Alright, if neither of my opponents take these, then I'll be all set to play the flicker. Yeah, okay, a second grassland bird for green. They're locking up this blue grosbeak, which makes it really expensive. This card is really expensive because you can, like, move it around and account for round goals really nicely with it. That's really expensive, too. Well, some wasted energy by my opponents with that round, and some efficiency here for me. I'm gonna pay a seed for this, and probably a fruit for the flicker. Fruit's kind of, like, rare to actually want. Wait, should I have paid a... I should have paid the invertebrate here because I'm getting 2 invertebrates back. That's what I should have done. So this not only helps me tie the round bonus, but nice food boost. Got a little lucky there to roll some invertebrates, but Nothing wrong with being a little lucky. In general, playing a second bird is a good type of card to have in a game with this kind of bonus. I do want to find more wetlands birds, but not a big fan of the American bittern. It's very expensive. The ability sucks. In general, things that cost 3 food, I really want to be getting more than 7 points from. I would say that it's well balanced in terms of you want to get the points that are most accessible for you. In base Wingspan, often the bonuses say you want to be piling up a bunch of eggs by getting big old grassland actions at the end of the game. This specific setup is very interesting. None of these end-of-round bonuses say the most eggs in a certain type of bird or a certain location, and often you get at least 1 or 2 of them. So this game is all about the number of birds you can get. So from the outset I said that high-value point birds can make up for the fact that you might be laying eggs less. Yeah, so I think I want to draw cards because this is play another bird. I will discard an egg to draw another one. That hunt is very low probability. An early morning dove is worth a lot. This is very interesting. This is a good card, but it doesn't necessarily fit my game. I want more draw. Yeah, morning dove is anywhere. But its ability is good, right? It's a point every time you use it, so you want to be putting it into the section you're going to use most in the rest of the game. Red-winged blackbird's a good card. I would generally want to put the red-winged blackbird in the wetlands, but I don't want to here because I want to save my chance of getting 5 wetlands-only birds, which I think is a little easier than it sounds. Lots of cheap stuff like the Willet exist. Bald Eagle, not a cheap card. Exactly, Merrick, exactly. And it has 5 capacity, so it's very nice in that sense. I can play both of these right now because I can trade in an invertebrate and a seed as 1 fruit. Ironically, I should have kept a fruit instead of spending it on the Northern Flicker, but I think in the long run I made a good call. The Bald Eagle's, like, mildly interesting, but it's really a late game card for the most part, and I don't have, like, easy fish. I thought I was going for big forest points, big wetland points on birds, but apparently I'm just setting up a grasslands engine. Because, like, I'm about to get 5-point moves if I play both of these. 5-point moves are good. I want to maximize those. This is good for red. They have good stuff going on. They need to play a few more birds, but they can have a really strong game. Because I can't get a fruit from the bird feeder. One interesting option here is playing Morning Dove in the forest. It might not be too late for that to trigger 4 times the rest of this game, which is not as amazing as I'd prefer, but having extra food now to, like, think about bald eagle type lines seems fun. I might be able to do better than Morning Dove as a grasslands follow-up to the bluebird. I have a good forest ability right behind it too, which is to get a seed. So we'll see if I end up regretting this. But I think it's okay at worst. It's not going to destroy my game. I think green is, like, really bad tempo. And red is potentially short on actual points. Just setting up a good engine that doesn't have enough points on it. Two bull birds over there, one over here. Yeah, bull nest with egg is the second round bonus. I'm not going to do particularly great on it. I might just tie for second and get like 1 point, but we'll see. Also, we'll see if red opens up a slot in the tray. They might take this cheap owl because their food is not great. I'm surprised they're drawing instead of taking food, though. Because they could just take the rat and reroll for their Stellar J ability. They are taking the bald eagle, which I'm happy with. I want to see what I can pull right after. They discard... What is this? Swainson's Hawk. This is the kind of card I want. It's actually not that amazing, because the second bird you still have to pay the egg cost for. So the marginal amount of egg cost you have to pay for this is actually 2 eggs, and it's only worth 3 points, meaning it's only net 1 point for the food that it costs. It is a star nest, which is really nice, but I don't think I'm going to prioritize it here. Excellent. getting a fruit and a seed is what I wanted. Correct, too, Merrick. Star nests are awesome in some games, and they're a bowl in round 2 in this game. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for the raid, Dfoob. Shout out to Dfoob. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for that big raid for this time of night. 25 at this hour? You're like the most popular board gamer in the world. My goodness, what were you playing? Yeah, welcome all raiders. And thanks for the follow, Twin Flower. You played a promo for Sagrada Artisans. Very cool. Yeah, Sagrada's another really pretty game, just like Wingspan here. So, and thanks for the follow, Dfoob and Legends DM. Appreciate it very much. And Colorfly Girl. Did I say that right? It's hard for me to see. So, to be perfectly clear, this is my first time streaming Wingspan, and I can't promise I'll be streaming Wingspan going forward. I like the game a lot right now, but my true gaming passion is Agricola, and I stream Agricola 4 times a week during the weekdays. That's like my main thing. Since Wingspan came to VGA a couple weeks ago, I've been going really hard. I'm rated 2nd in Arena right now, top 5 overall, so I feel like I picked up the game really well and I'm having good fun with it, so we'll see how long this lasts. Thanks, Kurithane, for the follow as well. Artist is on Kickstarter, cool. These folks will do. Great, Kestrel, thanks. No, this is a really good VGA implementation. I'm very happy with it. It's pretty. It's basically bug-free as far as I can tell. Okay, so where am I at here? We have 3 actions left in round 2. The goal for this round is birds with eggs and bowl nests. I only have 1 bird with a bowl nest. I already have eggs in it, so I can't make too much more progress towards that goal. What I really want to find is a bird I can play in the grassland, because I have this play an extra bird in the grass, but none of them are in the tray, and my draw action still kind of sucks. So I don't actually know where the good value is on this move. It might just be to take a risk and see what's on the top of the deck. The other good move I could do is take a fish and a rat with food, get an egg on the Morning Dove, and take a free seed from my Blue Jay. That actually seems kind of efficient, because there is a seed here for sure, and there are some heavy point birds that will cost good food later. So let me do this. I'm just trying to make some kind of progress while it's not clear what progress I can actually make. You think you came into an Agricola stream a few times, Legends? Cool. Yeah, and I mean, definitely Agricola is not for everyone, so no hard feelings if the Agricola is not for you. But I'm glad you're all here. Very glad you're all here. Feel free to ask questions on Wingspan strategy or questions about how to play or any of that. I'm not into ornithology myself, so if you want details on, for example, what a Savannah Sparrow does, I can't tell you. All I can tell you is that its wingspan is 18 centimeters, and these are the game characteristics, so. Bug-free except the invertebrates, right, Heroic Logic. Yeah, these are definitely bugs here. Alright, so this is my 3rd game of the night. Won the first 2 nicely. I think I have a lead in this one too. The main reasons I think I have a lead right now is I think that both of my opponents did a really inefficient action. This opponent played a bird that cost 3 food, And its ability, which is really strong, is that it can move from habitat to habitat. But right after they played a bird in the same habitat, which now means that special power can't be used. So they paid a big premium to use this special power, and then they never used the special power. And obviously that's not super efficient. This opponent, I think, was doing not great on food. And then they played this bird that also costs 3 food to get more food later. And while this might not be the worst play early in round 1, they played it at the end of round 1. And at that point, it's already like 30% of the way through the game in terms of how many actions you're taking. And I just don't think this was like enough time for this bird to pay off. Also, they have 2 birds worth 0 points, which, given the round bonuses, I don't think is a great thing for this game. Yeah, that card is so good when it moves. It's part of the class of like 5 birds that do that or something like that. Examining my game, my initial plan was to get heavy point birds in the forest, heavy point birds in the wetland. I haven't really found those. What I have found is play a second bird in the grass twice, but I have no grass birds, so we're back in basically the same spot as last round with the tray not being great. I don't need to lay eggs right now. I'm just hunting for a bird at the top of the deck. Got a mover. Not the pointiest mover. Pointsiest. I was saying earlier that, before the raid, that this bird just has a really lackluster ability, and things that cost 3 food you can usually get like 9 points out of. But it's a guaranteed good move. Maybe? Is it? No. We're drawing from the deck. I'm not going to accept the bittern. We fail the Willet hunt, but it's fine. Alright. I am happier having the Merganser than the bittern. The Merganser costs 2 food, the second food is wild, and it has a hunting ability. The bittern has 2 less nest capacity, so it might be worth the same as the Merganser in the long run. It costs an extra food. I'm never going to use the ability on the bittern, and I might get a couple points out of this one, so the gamble pays off. Yes, we want wetlands only cards for the dream of maxing out the wetland scientist. Alright, still don't see any grasslands cards, but we are going first. Oh god, what am I paying here? I could pay anything. But this is the end of round 2. I'm going first at the start of round 3, and the tray will be refilling, so let's hope we see some big point wetlands cards coming up in the tray to start round 3. Or a big point bird in the grassland with a hunting ability, that would be super ideal. In general, these hunters that roll dice are the worst kind of hunter, but it's better than nothing. We can calculate the odds because I'm that kind of person who likes the math. So if there's 3 dice and I want a specific side on at least one of them... Oh, hold on. My turn. Cowbird's good. Ooh, what's this? Lay 1 egg on each of your birds with a cavity nest. It's not quite as good this game. Well, I have this one too. This costs 3 food though. 3 food's a lot. Do I look like I'm made of food? Yes, but... Alright, let's roll the dice, fail these hunts, and let's break down the probability that each of the hunts succeeded. So, with 3 dice, the way I fail is 5 out of 6 on each of those. So let's do 5 out of 6. The third... So we had a 42% chance of hitting each of those hunts. So basically 42 points each time I run these with 3 dice in the feeder. So 0.4 points is a bit underwhelming as an ability, because there are so many abilities that are just, here's a point. I took the Coot because this flock ability of tucking and drawing a new one, really good. Best you can hope for is 4 dice, yeah, and that is over 50%. I don't remember what it is exactly, but I looked at it and I think it's like 52. Yeah, 51.8%. At best, these are 50-50 shots. And at worst, they're... Well, there might be 0 dice in the feeder sometimes, but 1 die is obviously 1 out of 6. 17%, roughly. The best hunter is the one that looks for all birds under 100. I think that's roughly 80% is what I was told of the birds, so... Yeah, of the hunters, I think it's like 80-ish% for the 100 centimeters or less wingspan birds. Okay, I think I'm playing Bluebird Cowbird. Except there's one problem. I don't have 3 eggs. The Bluebird's gonna cost me 1 egg in column 3. The Cowbird's gonna cost me 2 eggs in column 4. So I gotta lay eggs first, I guess. I already have enough food to play the Bluebird, Cowbird, and Coot. So I'm gonna take the 3 egg action over 2 food and an egg and a seed, maybe. That makes sense, I think. As for where these eggs go, they don't matter one bit. So I'll play slightly towards the bonus card that says have 1 egg on each bird. Yeah, the location of my eggs just purely doesn't matter in terms of round bonuses for these last 2 rounds. Taking eggs off the Morning Dove is like slightly better, but there's no chance I use the Forest 5 more times this game, so... I'm expecting to get up to 8 total birds played, maybe even 9. Yeah, I only need 2 actions to get to 9 on my tableau at the end of this round, so I should win this end of round bonus handily. And I am going to want no eggs on my bullbird, because the cowbird only hits bullbirds, and the blue jay is my only bullbird. So I'm going to want my bullbird empty as much as possible, so that when my opponents lay eggs, I can stick an egg on it. It's just like way too late in the game to be playing expensive forest birds, in my opinion, so Just based on the plays my opponents are doing, I think I have a pretty safe win here. But I gotta remember that points are good, and I should try to rack up the points. Having the ability to lay 4 eggs at once is nice, but I haven't stuck any additional actions on my grassland birds, which is kind of iffy. Last game at the end of round 1, I was already laying 5 eggs a turn. 3 from the base action and 2 from abilities, so this is worse somehow. So still hoping to see some big point wetlands birds. We know the bald eagle's not around. There was also a roseate spoonbill, which I think got discarded. So that leaves like great egret, whooping crane, wood stork. The bird green just discarded. If you get this bird early in a game, you should try to play it, because this barn swallow is super good. Star Nest, tuck a bird, only costs 1 invertebrate, and you can play it in either of the 2 stronger action rows. I love the barn swallow. Alright, just a quick check. Yeah, my opponents aren't close to getting 8 birds. I'm probably playing a 9th anyway. Alright, we're down to 8 actions left in the game. And what I really want are pricey birds. Though I'm actually not sure how many more I can play. Is it possible my best endgame is to play the American Coot and lay eggs 7 times? If I play the Coot, it'll cost me an egg. My total capacity will be 2, 7, 10, 14, 19, 22, 23, 28. I might only have 1 action that isn't laying eggs for the rest of the game. It's kind of crazy. Is that enough points to win? Maybe. My bird points are not that great. I was hoping that I'd get like 45 or 50 bird points this game, but what am I actually at? 28 right now. My biggest saving grace is just that my opponent's tableaus are just underwhelming. So let's see what I can pull out of the deck. I think I want to take a draw action right now and then a lay action. And then probably 1 draw 4 lays in the last round, but not sure. Right, Merrick, exactly. And that's why you want to prioritize stuff like that Barn Swallow that got in the discard pile that let you do these passive actions in the grass. I said, like, take actions that are passive in the grassland. I proceed to play none of them. Cowbird should be good. It'll let me leech a point when my opponents are making points themselves. Slightly worried that I only have 2 spots to put those cowbird eggs. And maybe when red just drew cards, they'll open up something good into the tray here. Show me a Woodstork or a Snowy Egret or a Whooping Crane. Any of those would be just peachy. Green Heron is not what I was hoping for. It's cheap, but it's not worth enough points to stretch for, I don't think. Alright, let's see how the deck treats me. Yeah, I'm not playing these. I do get to tuck. This thing's too expensive to justify playing right now. Rolling 3 dice is among the better situations, but with less than 50%, we fail both of them again. Sadly. This Wetlands action can be worth 3 points for me if both of these hunts hit. Yeah, we're expecting 1.8 points per Wetlands action here. Well, now closer to 2 points. Given I want another Wetlands action this game, it might be the right time to take it. Red must have the bonus that says if you play 5 forest-only birds, you get 8 points. That's like the only explanation for what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, that must be what they're up to. Alright, let's try one more time. Hit a big wetlands bird. We miss. We got a big forest bird, though. Alright. Hunt me some fish. Fail. 1. Alright, so we went 42%, 42%, 42%, 42%, 52%, 52%, and we hit one of them. It's a little underwhelming, but such is dice. Such are dice. Absolutely, late bonus card birds can be nice. Yeah. Expensive bird in the forest is just... yeah. Okay. I don't think I'm in danger of losing this, but I'm not going to end up with my all-time high score either. That's, I think, for certain on both sides. I think well, I want to try to get the Woodcock played. But that's only 2 actions for 8 points. That is only 2 actions for 8 points. Yeah, no big wetlands birds here either. It might be a 9th point if I can... Well, it's a 9th point by Morning Dove. and it's a 10th point if my blue jay is full otherwise. 2 actions for 10 points is better than 2 actions for 8 points, but barely. Hey, Savior. How are you? I'm not sure how many more eggs this cowbird is laying, so... I think if it lays on both of the next two, I will try to play the American Woodcock. But, like, red's taking food. And getting, like, 2 points. I hate to say it, but I think my opponents just don't like points. If I go to the forest right now, I can get 2 invertebrates and hope to hit a seed on the blue jay. Are they actually getting 3 points? They're actually getting 3 points. Wow, taking food is just 3 points. Wait. Oh my god, it's 4 points. I missed all the things red was doing on take food. So... this is Weekend Wingspan is what I'm branding tonight. Weekend Wingspan, which is a branch of Dice Games After Dark. We do have dice here. Yeah, it does qualify for Dice Games After Dark. Alright. I'm not convinced that going for the Woodcock is my best play. Especially because it's not 100% gonna work. So I'm just gonna lay eggs on things that aren't the blue jay. And it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna have enough points at the end here. My opponents aren't filling out their wetlands row, so I just might be able to coast to the bonus here. Yeah, I would recommend you learn Wingspan, Sivir, especially if you like Terraforming Mars. Or want to play more games with people who like pretty games. You don't know much about Mars. And you could just want to learn Wingspan because it's a good game. But in terms of the base game, its replayability is closer to 50 or 100 to me. Which is probably plenty for most people, but... for me, I like going deeper, so... replayability approximately 100 is neither bad nor good to me on that scale. I gotta say, I thought this bronzed cowbird was really gonna bring home the bacon tonight. But my opponents are just refusing to lay eggs. Which I find pretty funny, because laying eggs is usually the best way to make points. How was my decision to put the Mourning Dove in the grass, or in the forest? I think it was still a good decision, because it's what I needed at the time. I'm gonna have a bit of an interesting decision here, because I think the Vireo might be worth more than the Woodcock depending on what bonus we hit. But I'll lay more eggs for now and let the situation develop a little more before making a final decision. Because a bonus card... Omnivore Expert, I want to say, got discarded early, so it would be a 6-point card for me, but it's not in the deck. Someone's laying eggs. Oh my god, someone's laying eggs. Blue Jamie. Yeah, they're still not doing wetland birds. Okay, so... Alright. I'm gonna take food. It's not a perfect time, because I would really like another seed here, because that could give me an option to get a point off of the Blue Jay instead of just taking a necessary thing. Alright, we're gonna go for the bigger point sequence here. Reroll. Okay. So I got a seed. This is where I have to decide. Do I want to play the Woodcock for guaranteed 5 points more than the Vireo? Or do I want to play the Vireo for a bonus card? Pretend the Vireo says 5 on it instead of 4. Do I think I can get 4 points from a bonus card? My choice between 2 bonus cards. It's more fun to do the bonus cards, right? And I think it won't matter. Alright. I've decided we're gonna draw bonus cards for fun. Because I think there are a couple bonus cards that I'm getting more than 4 on. And probably a lot that I'm not getting 4 on. Yeah, and if I took this seed into my supply instead of cashing it, I could have afforded the American Woodcock, but right now, I'm just trading in my extra fish and rat in for a second invertebrate. Yeah, let's hope red lays eggs, but I don't think they necessarily have a reason to. Alright, let's see what we get. Is that right? Yeah, it's fine. Show me good bonus cards, game. This is the one I was hoping for. This is the one I was sure I could get more than 4 on. And then what's this? Ground nests? 1, 2, 3 of those. Alright, we won the gamble. You haven't learned any games rules on BGA except for Azul. Honestly, I watch a YouTube video instead of learning it on BGA. I go to YouTube and watch, like, Watch It Played or some channel like that to learn the rules. Yeah. Alright, so I'm laying eggs on the 4 birds of mine that don't have an egg yet so that I can maximize this oologist. My opponents are threatening to tie me on the end of round bonus, but I don't think either of them is actually doing it. I could be wrong. But if I win this bonus by myself, I get a 4-point move to 59, this to 66, 72, 75. Oh, okay, well, now I'm scoring 73. Okay, so I'm scoring 73. Not amazing, according to my normal standards, but this game was just a lower point game based on worse cards in the tray throughout the game. Round bonuses that didn't necessarily encourage a ton of egg laying. I think I still win by about 10, but I guess if Red's bonus cards are 15 combined, they'll beat me on tiebreaker. That second bonus card after the first one was worth 8. That was a little nervy, honestly. But we're gonna get the win here. 3 for 3 tonight. Yeah, fortunately 8 plus or less than 15. So true. So, really high scoring game, the one right before this, but a really low scoring game this time. Nice elo gain tonight. And we can do a quick check on my overall standing here. 4th. 2nd in Arena. We're ahead of Silent, who's a friend of the stream. Silent is leading the world right now. That's cool. Alright, here's the deal, chat. Is there anyone that you want us to raid? Because I'm not seeing anything. And I will take chat suggestions for a raid. Not guaranteed to actually do one, but... the board game category doesn't... I usually like to raid digital board gamers. I don't see any of that. And honestly, I don't know what other categories to look at. Okay, I think that means I'm just ending the stream here without a raid. But yeah, sometimes that's how it is on Saturday night. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate it very much. Hope you enjoyed your time here. Hope you have a good rest of your Saturday night or Sunday, wherever you are. Thanks so much to Heroic for the 7 months earlier in the stream, and a huge thanks again to DFoob for the raid of 25 on this fine Saturday night. One more shout out for DFoob. Nightbot, please. Nightbot. Nightbot has had a couple times this week where the shoutouts just failed, so yeah. Go check out DFoob's channel if you haven't, and thanks again for all the viewers from there. I'm going to be streaming Monday with Agricola. That's what I stream 4 times a week. Very rarely dice games like Space Base and Catan on a weeknight, and for now, rare weekend Wingspan. So thanks all so much. Have a good one. Bye.